Hi, Natasha, Kawana, Durante, and Anvil. Hey, here's a setup for tonight. I'd like to leave you with three questions, so if you get a minute as you're eating, noodle on these, and let's spend our time sharing a little bit from our hearts and our experiences so that we can grow together as a team, but also think about these deep spiritual leadership lessons from Henry Nouwen. So I think the key thing, just to kind of get a start and set the table, is Nouwen says the second temptation to which Jesus was exposed was precisely the temptation to do something spectacular, something that could win him great applause. And as I was looking at Luke's account of that temptation, I thought it was important that the context of that is the devil says, if you are the Son of God, Jesus, then pull off this spectacular thing. So he recognizes the calling of Jesus and his vocation and what he's designed to do, but then he leverages it and tries to get Jesus to extend himself, and that's where Jesus says, do not put God to the test. And so the temptation to do something spectacular is often outside the bounds of our stewardship or our calling or what God has made us to be. And the voices that cry out to extend ourselves past those boundaries is the devil, is the culture or cultures, the cultural or cultural voices, and then even the voice within ourselves, which is both our own voice and maybe a trained voice from parents and friends and whatnot. And so that's the tension we have as leaders, is to kind of extend ourselves beyond that sense of stewardship or calling. And so the questions to think about, and pick one or all of them, but come ready to share a bit from your heart. How has it, or how does that temptation to be spectacular, what does that look like and feel like in your experience, in your person, past or present? How does that get manifested? A second question would be, what practices have helped dampen or quell that temptation to be spectacular? Or what's helped you stay grounded when that sense of overreach is there? And the third, let me go slightly out on a limb here, but as I read this, my perception was that as I read this chapter as a white guy, I understand this from the privilege of the rule makers. The people who've decided who gets to be spectacular and who doesn't. And I've wondered how God has been at work in you as leaders of color to pursue doing spectacular things that are within your calling or your vocation or how God's designed you, despite the obstacles the rule makers have put in your way. And what's helped you do spectacular things within your calling? And I have that same question, but I think I answer it differently because I don't have that experience. So think about those things. Look forward to chatting here in a few minutes. Bye-bye.